Washington, were you trying to do me a favor? Because somebody tried to kill me before I found out about it through acceptable channels. Acceptable. When I said I want to let the church sort it out, I didn't say which church. Goddamn idiot deputies. Well, I guess it means our church. Well, no, it would have been my church or their church, since you were not uh, ostensibly involved up to that point, Officer Einstein. Fascism is when police church did it because it was their fault. I rest my case. Now, I'm trying to settle some internal with the family matter with Washington. Like, I went to the Catholic Church. I don't know if they've seen this yet. I designed this. I paid for this. Can you see it okay? You know, it's not the most intricate thing, but it's meaningful. Anybody who's not sneaky and gullible see this? Prosecute stolen valor. Prosecute it as impersonating an officer, even though it's not the same thing, but the jingleheads don't know that. Unless, I'm not trying to tell you if you like having discrepancies with the 2nd Armored Cavalry, by all means. It's your paper trail. I don't tell you how to do your job, obviously. See suits walking around like they own the place. See if they're ours. Beyond that, I saw Canadians, like they left hours ago. They went that away. Your civic duty. Somebody going around telling people they can't conduct their affairs without, the official sticking their nose in it and end up just boffing it all up because there's no sense of community. Even if someone I respect is given a reason to disrespect me, I don't just automatically go for it. Like, I don't take the bait I'm not obligated to the limitations of what passes for intelligence these days. Try not to tie anybody's hands. Like, you don't need to be involved in their defense. Devil's advocate. The Catholic Church has never required migrant Nigerian priests for the Spanish. It never will. We will change the name of something before that happens. They are here. They are on the coast. That's enough for me. At the same time, judging by some other things I know, they are all over the southeast. No wonder California can't grok what the hell is wrong with Florida. When Hollywood was named, Florida had amicable relations with Cuba. Such no longer exists. I'm an etymologist, a linguist. There's a gray area, like I'm not a hacker, but also the internet is not a series of tubes. You guys have been calling me a racist and a homo since I was 3 years old. God forbid rational men be allowed to approach the subject. You gotta send somebody who don't speak English. Afghanistan, 77% of the global heroin output, export. Like, yeah, the war's over, but they're still killing, the Taliban is still killing Americans. When the third world dresses up like a Catholic priest and goes to the church and ministers to the flock, that's Islam. They pretend to represent the church with the roads and the plumbing. These people's day-to-day makes all our civilized suffering pale in comparison. Our woes are like music to their ears. Most of them are not versed in matters under which it might be argued for their protection. However, some of us are, if that's allowed. They don't empathize with our plight here. They don't have asphalt. They see a Range Rover on the horizon, the silhouette, just a cloud of dust, and they run barefoot to the next village. They have never heard of a cop. You got them running communication support for these flatfoots. Stupid doctors. Yeah, Islam technically is not a religion. See my video from this morning. So while opium princes lavish in the mountains, the Idi Amin Liberty Brigade is sending gold bars to the Middle East just by calling us names. When I say that it was bad to liquidate the contingent in the light of the platform for, I call it the United Nations, the platform for the Reich, because I highly esteem the institution of the biophysician, but first do no harm, or you're not even a stoic. You're not nearly a doctor. Now it's in the hands of atheist bean counters who would know religion if the risen Messiah jumped out and bit his ass off. Islam thinks the doctors are God. Some doctors are okay with that. I'm not. I didn't start my career with crippling tuition lending, so that might be a factor. We want to talk about debt forgiveness. Why don't we start by getting that goddamn gold back in Fort Dix where it belongs? Say you now, Benning. Geek Squad tell you something different? Thank you for hearing my, I don't know. I've been trying to contact the CIA for 8 years. The National Defense Authorization Act cannot afford me at this time. Benghazi, why? Changing the names of military bases. How about Ye Old Washington, New Jericho, the Stonewall in New York? They're going to be changing their name. My ancestors built orphanages and cemeteries, not gay bars.